Welcome to Clarity Over Chaos, where we get straight to the truth, get clear, and keep it real. There's a reason you can't sit still for too long, for a reason you keep distracting yourself, keep moving, keep filling every quiet moment with something. Because the second everything goes silent, you feel it. That pressure, that weight, part of you you've been trying not to face, and you've gotten good at avoiding it, but you haven't escaped it. And in this episode, we're not running from it anymore. We're breaking it down. Because the moment you start facing it, everything you thought was keeping you safe starts to fall apart. People say they want the truth, but they don't. They want comfort, something predictable, something familiar, something that doesn't force them to change. Because the truth disrupts everything. It breaks routines, it challenges identity, it forces you to see things you've been avoiding. And that's where most people stop. Not because they can't go further, but because they won't. So they distract themselves constantly, scrolling, watching, listening, filling every second with noise. Not because they're bored, but because they're avoiding. Because the moment it gets quiet, something real shows up. Thoughts they don't want, feelings they buried. So they reach for something, anything, to make it stop. We spend years avoiding what hurt us, abandonment, the ways we abandon ourselves, and the kind of love that was never really love. And over time, that becomes normal. You don't question it, you build around it, you cope with it, you distract from it, and eventually you become it without even realizing. Because sitting with it, really sitting with it, means facing things most people aren't ready to face. It means questioning everything. What you believed, what you were taught, who you think you are. And most people can't do that. They can't sit in that silence long enough or let everything start to fall apart. Because that kind of unraveling feels like losing yourself. But it's really not. It's the only way back. Back to something real, back to something whole. Because that feeling of being free, at peace, clear, untouched by all of it, for most of us, is foreign. Not because it didn't exist, but because we've been holding it disconnected for so long. When you start seeing clearly, you can't unsee it. You notice patterns, reactions, habits. You see what's been running in the background your whole life, and it's heavy. Because now you don't have the excuse of not knowing. And most people would rather go back to sleep than carry that awareness. The difference isn't intelligence, it's willingness. Willingness to sit in discomfort. Willingness to face what's been avoided. Willingness to be honest, even when it breaks you for a moment. That's the line. And most people never cross it. So if you feel it, that pressure, that weight, that knowing, don't ignore it. Don't drown it out. Because unfortunately, most people will. They'll go right back to distraction, back to comfort, and back to avoiding themselves. But if you don't and you stay with it, that's where everything starts to change. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.